first thing you notice is that you have like two big livers here, two massive structures that is known as the livers.
Gotcha.
And then we put the livers to the side. This is like the right lobe, and this is the left lobe, and this is the gallbladder or the median lobe of the liver.
Okay.
And then inside, you like put this, put this in unblock like it. Right? There's this organ inside here. It's J-shaped. So this is the big handle of the J. This is the small handle of the J. And then at the very top, under the liver, tucked in down there, really tucked in down there, is the cardia. So the body of the liver is just a big handle. And then it loops around here to go into the small handle of the stomach. The small handle of the stomach right here. And that's the pylorus of that. It's hard to see in the camera, but I can describe it to you. At the very end of that J, there's a hardened structure that it's the pyloric sphincter. The pyloric sphincter transitions now into a very small duodenum. It's going to be in pink there, and you don't see any plates in it. And as soon as you get to the rest of the small intestine, the part of the small intestine that's called the ileum, you see these longitudinal plates cutting across. So it's very evident. Once you slice it open, you see that it's actually pouched. So I'm just looking at like each one of these pouches here. So this is one pouch right here, large pouch. And then there's another pouch right here. So my hand is in front of it. So I'll try to get on this side. So you can see that it's pouched all around. And these pouches are the spiral valves. So the intestine of the shark is a spiral, and then spiral valves. Then the other thing we pointed out so far was the presence of a pancreas. And if you get the intestine here, there's a little bit of a growth here. It looks like chewed gum, right? And this is the ventral lobe of the pancreas. And this ventral lobe is connected to the dorsal lobe, which is longitudinal. It looks more like a sausage-like structure. So this is the ventral dorsal lobe. That's the ventral lobe. Hanging from the stomach, I have this hood here. It's clearly a triangular structure, and this hood is the spleen. Triangular shape. In all sharks, it's going to be really black, so it's fairly easy to identify. So if you're lost, you don't know where the stomach is, well, you have the spleen. This stomach hangs just from that. Inside the stomach, it's a lot of mucus, but it's highly folded. You can see the folds there in the video, in this region right here. And the name of these folds are rugae. Okay, if you continue down the intestine, right here, this is the whole intestine, towards the very end of it, you will change its aspect from valvular to non-valvular. And when you no longer see the valves, that's when you actually get to the colon of that. One thing you notice, though, is that as soon as you get down there, there's this little lump right here. See that on the video? So, this lump right here. It looks like a little finger-like structure down there. And the name of that lump is the rectal gland. What's the function of the rectal gland? Excretion. Salt. And you tell me you're lost in this gland.
I am.
So how come you know that? It's a lack confidence. But you know, that's not a bad thing. You just know the material, just like you need to be more confident if you know the material. So, how many of you knew that this looked like for excretion? You did.
What is it? What is for excretion again?
Believe yourself a little bit.
The rectal gland?
Rectal gland. It's for salt excretion. Alright? So, next for us, let's do the membranes. So, you all can get this one here. Like, lift up, like, closer here. So, we did a cut, like, close to the top of the liver. And if you inside, right here, there's a really little membrane there. See that? That's the membrane that holds the liver in place.
It's like the tongue flap.
It's like the tongue flap, it's like the frenulum of the tongue, right? So it does the same thing that the frenulum of the tongue does in your mouth. It just holds it in place, your tongue in place. The name of that, though, is not frenulum. It's falciform ligament. So falciform ligament holds the liver to the body wall. And every organ is going to be anchored somehow. You find what is anchored, each one of them. So we go back to our stomach. And what I want you guys to do is to lift up the stomach and lift up the intestine right after that. So now I have these two structures lifted up, and you can see, even the camera there, that there's a membrane down there. Right? You can see this membrane here. But one membrane comes from the intestine, and the other membrane comes from the stomach. Truly, they are stitched together. You can see the point where they're stitched. Here, actually, broke it. But if it's hanging from the intestine, it's going to be called mesenteries. If it's hanging from the stomach only, it's going to be called mesogastric. So mesogastric for the membrane that hangs from the stomach, mesenteries proper for the membrane that hangs from the enteric part or intestine. All right? So two more. Go back to the rectal gland, which is down here, lift it up, and the membrane that holds the rectal gland in place, right behind my finger here, is going to be called mesocolon. Okay? Mesocolon. And get the spleen and spread it apart, and the membrane there is going to be called gastrosplenic.
Okay.
All right. So this covers the membranes, but you can go back to your charts now and find out. And I'll draw them.